It doesn't matter. So in Pao also, the same. Many kutis are under constructions. Because when I change my new kuti, nothing inside. It doesn't matter.
So it is still building new kutis, new...
No, this is not my own kuti. This is Sangika properties. When I move to the kuti, now I live, and not many things inside it. So I have to adapt it. Actually, it started very earlier than that. Pao series is now this series is third generations, third abbots of Pao Toya Monastery. So before that also there's Pao, all is not as famous. This is also Pao Monastery. So I think maybe about around 80 maybe, 1980 that years they started. Because I'm not expert in the history of the Pao Toya. Maybe when Pao series more than 20 wasa he arrived at Pao Toya. In the beginning he didn't teach any meditation, but later he started teaching. So then the flourish. Some foreigners, they don't have very good health because of the foods and weather is changing too much, because they cannot adjust Myanmar foods. Most of the foreigners are afraid of the oily foods and salty foods. This is the problem now.
So I've never been to Maya. What's the food like there?
Like a salty food.
What's the food?
Mostly local food is like on the rice and mostly vegetable, like a cauliflower. Now here we have some cabbage. Almost the same, but the cooking style will be different from China and the other country. So mostly all the ingredients will be the same. Maybe more spicy. Although I'm in charge, actually Ukumura take over. Mostly I give interview and I give Jamato and I give order and some lectures, and that's all. Okay, it will be different because of different background. For about the local people, we have many Buddhist knowledge. So for about the other country people, like other foreigners, not that much easy. Too much investigation, too much questions, sometimes unnecessary question. So for the local people, they don't question too much because they have many background. I think many parts of Myanmar language is also Pali. So we Myanmar are very familiar with the Pali and Buddhist scripture. In our daily life, like Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, this is our daily use. So this is not that much difficult for local people to teach. But it will be difficult for foreigner because of different background. Not that much difficult. First, if they have learned Buddhism, it will be easier and faster. Like if they have learned Abhidhamma or like Visuddhimagga, it will be easier for them to teach because they have very good background and they have learned Visuddhimagga. Mostly all the teaching methods in Pao Toya is based on Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. It will be better for them if they learn Visuddhimagga or Abhidhamma Sangha. Recently also we have many meditators. They don't have any meditation background, but when they practice they can improve also. No need actually. If they practice as we instructed, they can improve. Let's say recently, about 1 year ago, one Korean yogi, the female yogi, she was a student in the university. She was just graduated, no background meditation. I think she came to file with the tourist visa. I think tourist visa for a few days, about 1 month maybe. After seeing the life changing, the next time she came back, she's ready to meditate. Now also a few months, maybe a few weeks before I leave here, we have one meditators from US, no background, but within 2 or 3 days he could see the light. So that kind of things will happen. So I cannot require anything, but when they have Barami, they can practically experience what the Dhamma, what's the real concentration. So that's over. I have met many Chinese meditators from Singapore, Malaysia, from Indonesia, from China here, the mainland, Also many other Chinese from some Chinese from Vietnam, some Chinese from US, or many Chinese. Almost the same, not very different. Maybe some Taiwanese and maybe mainland will be slightly different because they are learning style, and learning style in mainland will be different. Now Singaporean Chinese and mainland Chinese will be different. So because of background culture, it will be a little bit different. For our meditation, all the people, whether Chinese or Burmese or Vietnamese, they will be the same experience. Almost all the Chinese or any people can experience the real Dharma.
可以补充吗？问一个问题。
对，可以问你。
Are there any difference you find between a male yogi and female yogi in terms of their
Okay,
performance in meditation?
I see. In this case, I can say slightly different. Mostly for about the female side, within 2 weeks they can see the light. Mostly, the average. For about the male side, it takes 20 days. So because I think investigation, men have more question, more investigation. Women have maybe less investigation. Maybe more patient, maybe in the female side, more patient. From male side, maybe less patient. That's why it will be a little bit different. Not much difference. Some local people also too much investigation. So maybe it will be easier for local people to improve because they have many background. Sometimes knowledge also distracts the mind.
Yes.
So not many difference. Actually, in the countryside and in the village, was very strong background. In the city, some have very strong background, some have very weak. But now we have to establish again. Now some young group, young bhikkhus or young nuns who have learned well, they are going to establish again. Like a Sunday school, they will do Sunday school for the Buddhists in the city. So not everywhere, maybe they are going to reestablish all the condition. Previously, whether in the city or in the town or in the village, everywhere we have very strong background. At the time of the Bagan dynasty, even a woman can speak Pali. So some monastery they have to speak Pali. In their daily life, some of those have Pali debating. Like a public speaks, only Pali, no Burmese. So we also speak Pali. Some of the foreigner here, I think all the Singaporeans have been to Paugtoya. In my Vinaya class, in every Upo study I have Vinaya class in Paugtoya. Some bhikkhu ask me in Pali. They speak in Pali. I also have to answer in Pali.
Yes.
So they also speak Pali. So far I haven't met many foreigner also, like mostly from Sri Lanka. Some of the bhikkhus from Sri Lanka can speak Pali. Some from Cambodia can speak Pali. Some Thailand also can speak Pali. So I think about maybe 12 persons, 12 Samnidas and bhikkhus together from Cambodia came to Paugtoya. When they came to me, I have to give meditation instruction in Pali. They cannot speak English. So we can also use Pali in our daily life. Okay, those who wish to meditate, we have one saying given by the Buddha. If someone has very strong confidence, and if someone has very strong health, if someone has honesty, if someone has very strong efforts, if someone has very strong wisdom, it will be possible to improve. 5 things will be necessary for all the meditators, anyone who came to Paugtoya. Any advice for this monastery?
Yeah, or suggestions or anything you would like to mention?
As long as you respect each other, the center will develop. Respect means mutual respect. Among the Sangha community, they must have respect. In the same way, among the devotees also, they must have respect. Although between the monks, Sangha community, and devotee group also must respect. As long as you have mutual respect, you can improve the center. You can develop.